Good morning, good morning, good morning. For this is the day that the Lord has made. I am rejoicing and I am so glad in it. I hope that you are excited about the word of the Lord on this morning. I hope you are making plans right now to be with us tonight. Be with us tonight. You have to be in the building tonight. I told y'all Satan was going to try everything that he could try to distract you from tonight. But listen, you almost there. We got a few hours left. Listen, and everything is about to change. If you believe that, if you're excited, if you know that tonight at 7 p.m., everything is going to change, I need you to go ahead and drop that in the chat. Listen, thank you, Bridget. I try. I have to give y'all my whole, if I start telling y'all about my day yesterday, y'all gonna be like, seriously? But listen, if you ready for tonight, my God, go ahead and drop, because you know what? Sheila Terry, y'all, me and this hair, y'all don't even understand right now. It's a whole nother story. Listen, tonight it's going down. Y'all don't even, When I tell you God has given me a glimpse of his glory that's going to hit that building tonight, I am so excited. Oh my God. I can't even put it into words. I can't put it into words, but I am so, okay, I'll tell you how I feel. This is the only way I can describe this. It's like I feel like somebody having me a surprise party, but I know they having it, and somebody else done told me, "Oh, it's gonna be good." It's Dr. Reed. It's like I know I'm having this surprise party, but everybody don't know that I know. So it's kind of like I'm like, "Oh, I cannot wait." So if some of y'all saw, I posted the banner yesterday because I had this brilliant idea after I went to the salon. I was on time. I was at the salon. I was ready. He did my hair and I said, okay, Jonathan, curl it real tight because I don't want to have to curl it again. Y'all, not even 10 minutes. I did not have one curl left in my head. Not one. So all this you see, I had to go. Thank God for going to beauty school. Y'all know I used to do hair too. I done it all. Secretary, CNA, direct assistant to the director, nurse. I done it all. Beauty school. I done it all. So I had to redo all this morning because yesterday it was so pretty. Everybody in the salon was like, "Oh my God, your hair is so pretty." I was like, "Thank you. You look just like your mom." I said, "I know I look like my mama." Okay, everybody say that. So hair was like just everything yesterday, y'all. In 10 minutes, not one curl was left. When I walked through that door, I had it pulled back in a ponytail. My daughter looked at me like, "Didn't you go to the salon?" I said, "Yeah, I went, but it's fine." I said, "That ain't going to distract me. That ain't going to distract me." So I went after I got my hair done. I went over there and I messed around because I had talked to Kimmy. She said, "Dr. Three," she said, "I'm done with the banner. You want to see it?" I said, "Yeah, I want to see it." Y'all, when I walked in that room, I could already feel it. I said, "Ooh." And she was like, "What?" I say, "Nothing." I say, "Nothing." Because she my little Hispanic friend that do all my, help me with all my decorating and banners and stuff. And I was like, "Oh," but she used to me now. So I went up there and I saw the banner, and boy, I just went in. I was like, "Okay, this right here," because y'all know it's something about me. If y'all ever notice, I'm always wearing something red. Red is my favorite color. So whatever I do, you're gonna see some red in it. So I was going crazy over the banner, and I was like, "Oh God." I just started telling her, "God gonna do it tonight." She was looking at me like, see. I said, "I'm just saying we're gonna have a good time," because I was trying to explain to her because she didn't really get what I was saying. And I was like, God is about to do something. And I was trying to explain to her. So then the guy that's director Oasis, he came in and me and him was talking. See, Cherry Tate, me and you, we right here. You understand? It's just something, that color red. I'm just telling y'all, hey. So the director came in and he said, "Dr. Three, you ready?" I said, I'm ready. He was just there. He said, "You a trip." Then I started talking to her about the banner again. Then I looked at him. I said, "Why you got these chairs sitting here?" He said, "Because you said you needed 10 chairs, 10 extra chairs." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But why they here?" He said, he showed me my text message. He said, "Dr. Three, you ain't say nothing about where to put the chairs." I said, "Oh." So I was telling him where these chairs going. So and I started getting my little stuff and I was about to go on out the door. Then I said, "Shelton," I said, "Why you got these brown tables in here?" He said, "Dr. Three, you said 4 tables. You ain't say what kind. You ain't say where they go." He said, "You know what?" He said, Can you stay in your lane?" And I started laughing. I was like, "You know what?" I said, "I'm about to go," because when I walked in this, y'all listen, the anointing is already in that room. When I hit the door, I was like, whoa. Then he started saying, "Okay, so mama, that's where I get it from. I didn't know that was your favorite color." I knew my dad's favorite color was blue. like a baby blue. So now my mama telling me, that's my mama, y'all, Bonnie Patterson. Y'all will see her tonight. She look like me. Well, no, I look like her. So y'all will see her. She'll be the one jumping all around. That's her. That's my mama, y'all. So I get it from my mama. So then, let me stay on track this morning. So I was leaving the room and I was excited. But y'all, I'm telling you, when I walked through the door, the only thing that was set up was the banner and the chairs. Ain't nothing else done. I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. And he says, daughter, I got you. Y'all, that when I was walking the door, he said, I got you. I said, oh, Jesus. Well, he said, I got you. I'm going to show you something tonight. He said, you're going to see. Watch this, y'all. He began to tell me, he says, you're going to see another level of my. He said, you know, when you said, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of the man, those things that I'm going to do. He said, tonight, you're going to experience that through my glory. Y'all, I was in the car like this. I was like, Jesus, please. And he said, you will experience my glory on another level tonight. He said, some people, he said, daughter, I'm telling you now. He said, you ain't gonna have to lay no hands. He said, some people gonna get it when they hit the door. He says, because, and he began to remind me, and my mind went back to the planning of this. My mind went back to when God told me who to ask to do what. Everybody I asked was like, when? I was waiting on you. Nobody was like, well, nobody said, listen to this, y'all. Nobody that you will see grab that mic tonight would say it to me, oh, well, let me check my schedule. Every one of them said, I was waiting on you. Because I know you have it in August every year. I was waiting on you. Y'all, when you got people with that level, listen, when you got people on that level that's in when I tell you we all are so much in agreement, listen, fasting, praying. The band told me, they said, oh, doctor, we got you. We're going to be there at 11:30. We don't know what time you getting there. I said, 11:30. They said, yeah, we got to be there at 11:30. The music, y'all, when the musicians are not hiring, can y'all hear this morning? I know I'm doing a whole lot, but y'all just got to let me get this out before the night. Listen, when your musicians, when God bless you with musicians that are not hirelings, they're not doing it for the money. They doing it because they love God. They doing it because they understand the assignment. They doing it because they understand kingdom. When you have a psalmist, they say, whatever you say, Dr. 3. What you mean, am I available? What you mean, am I available? Whatever you say. I'm like, well, okay, well, y'all, I don't know. You know, and so when God gives you people, listen, when I tell you, God, listen, and I'm trying not to get emotional, so I'm trying to hold it. When you are obedient to every detail God told you, he will give you exactly what you need to fulfill the assignment. Watch it. When I tell you, I don't know who this is, you struggling with, should I do it? I can't do it. I don't have this. When you are obedient to everything, listen, can y'all just put in all caps, everything. When you're obedient to everything that God has told you, he will give you exactly what you need. Can I say this? He'll give me what I need. Watch this. He'll give me what I need. Not necessarily what this flesh, not what this flesh wants, but what I need that's going to fulfill his will. Okay. That's why my prayer, watch this, Bridget. My prayer had to change from, God, I want this, I want that. Because watch this, because we know God will give us the desires of our heart. Watch this. We know that God will give us the desire of our heart, right? Everybody know that. We all agree. But there's a difference in praying, watch this, the desires of your heart, and you're praying God's will. So what my prayer became, God, I only want what you want for my life. God, if what can I say this? And I promise y'all, I'm gonna finish. I told my daughter, I said I was gonna do 7 miracles. She said, which one you on? I said 2. She just looked at me. She said, "Po thing." They just laughed at me. I said, I'm on miracle number 2. They was like 2. I said, yeah. I said I was gonna do. I had my little notes. I was gonna do 7 miracles. But listen, God will give you everything that you need when you are completely obedient to him. I'm gonna tell you how you know when you lay down your will, when you start praying stuff like, God, not my will, but your will be done. God, I only want what you want. These are people, okay. These are the prayers of surrendered people. I only want what you want for me. God, if that ain't for me, make it walk away. God, if I ain't strong enough to walk away from it, make it walk away from me. See, y'all, when you praying from here, your heart, because my desire is, God, I just want to please you. God, I want to be obedient to everything. I don't want to hold nothing back. I don't want to half do it. And so when it comes to you seeing the banners, the sign, the Oasis is not cheap. But I got to do it the way God told me. I got to do it in excellence every time. Every time. Every time. It has to be done the way God telling me to do it. Listen, even though sometimes I don't even understand. Sometimes I don't even understand. Can I help you? Watch this. Sometimes I do not understand why God had me to do certain things. I don't get it. I don't get it. Listen to this, man of God, Jose. I don't get it. Listen to this, man of God, Allison. A lot of times I don't understand. My mind can't comprehend. Well, God, why you want me to do that? Well, God, why you want me to do that for that person? Well, God, why you want me to go over there? I don't understand. But God has a purpose for it. And he would, and I love what he does. Later, after I've been obedient, he'll pull it all back. And he'll say, now you see why I had you to go there. Now you see why I had you to sow there. Now you see why I had you to bless this person. Now you see why I told you to go there and preach and don't take an honorarium. Now do you see? This is why obedience, even when I don't understand. There y'all go again. Drop it in the chat. Just do it. Just do it. I know I just got out the gate swinging. Good morning, everybody. I'm like 15 minutes in. But good morning. God bless you. Thank you for joining the prophetic teaching and prayer session this morning. I hope you have tagged this and shared it with tag at least 5 people. I need everybody on here to tag at least 5 people. Okay, so we can get the word of the Lord out, because God is going to perform miracles on tonight. Is miracle night. Tonight is miracle night. I am so excited. I told you, I feel like I'm going to a surprise birthday party. It's like I feel like I'm having a surprise birthday party that I ain't supposed to know about. And it's like I'm having, and see, so the reason why I say it's like I'm having a surprise birthday party, because I got to act like I don't know that God gave me a glimpse. When I get in there, I got to hold it. So I can't come in there, walk in the door hollering. Listen, so I need y'all to come ready. I need y'all to be on time. Can y'all say on time? Clock time, not the other time. I need y'all to be on time. I don't care what else you got going on today. This is your divine appointment. And I tell people all the time, I say, don't call me after worship and warfare asking me to do nothing, because you had the opportunity. God set it aside. He called it out on the calendar in time and said, "Bid, I'm going to meet you here." So don't call me afterwards. Well, Dr. 3 can't, no, Dr. 3 can't do nothing but try to recover. Listen, tonight is your night of miracles. Tonight is your night of deliverance. Tonight is your night. Shay, that's what I wanted to say, but I wasn't going to say it. Shay say not CP time, y'all. On time. We starting at 7 o'clock. On time. On time. You can start getting in the building 6:30 if you want to. The building will be open for the public. Team, y'all hear what I'm saying? The building will be open to the public at 6:30. When you come in, you ain't coming in talking. We coming in, ushering in the presence of God. You're going to come in, you're going to sit down, you're going to talk to God. You're going to tell him what you need. You're going to tell him what you desire to get all that out the way before 7 o'clock, right? Okay, listen. So I am so excited because I feel like it's my birthday, a surprise party that I ain't supposed to know about. I feel like it's Christmas. I feel like it's Happy New Year. I feel like it's all that stuff wrapped up, balled up into one. This is the night of miracles. I am so excited. Let me get right into this word, because if not, I'm going to just keep talking and talking and we ain't going to get nowhere. But I feel break. Can y'all? Cherie tell me, yeah, you can holler on time tonight. Because y'all know listen, y'all think I'm like this on the live. Wait till you get a whiff of this in person. Stay on 100. Listen, can y'all drop in the chat? Miracle night. Miracle night. Miracle night. Miracle night. Miracle night. Tonight is a night of breakthrough. Stuff that's been held up, he gonna release it. Stuff that's been because what? Because what he is doing is he is okay, here we go. Y'all, I'm trying. He has fast tracked some of y'all all week. He's been fast tracking you to get you there. So tonight you'll be ready to receive the miracle that you couldn't get because you wasn't ready before. He said, I've been fast tracking y'all all week. He said, I done told you about Naaman. I done told you about Hezekiah. I done told you about the widow woman. Now I'm telling you about the nobleman. He said, I've been fast tracking y'all all week. So when you come in the building tonight, you coming ready. You're in a position. Okay. Let me calm it down. You're in a position to receive the miracle. If you've never been in this atmosphere before, tonight is your night. Y'all, I can't stop grinning. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning like, Jesus, we made it. Listen, so today, I'm going to finish this today, y'all. I'm going to finish this today. We are on day 9, the nobleman's son, part 2. After the 2 days, he left for Galilee. Jesus had already pointed out that a prophet has no honor in his own home because they were too familiar with him. We talked about false familiarity yesterday. So if you didn't get that, you need to hear that. False familiarity. Watch this, Minister Gilchrist. Watch this. False familiarity says, I know Vanessa. Watch this. Because I knew her when she was a teenager. I knew her when she was at this church. I knew her but if you ain't talked to me, watch this. Vanessa, if they ain't talked to you in the past month, and God has elevated you in the past month, they really don't know you. They have a false familiarity. They know the old Vanessa. But if you ain't talked to Vanessa in the last month, then you really don't know her. Can I help y'all? So this is why Jesus said a prophet he couldn't do many miracles in his own home because they were too familiar. Watch this. When he arrived in Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him. Y'all, we dealt with them yesterday. The Galileans welcomed him. Listen, they had seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, but they had also been there. Once more, he had visited in Cana in Galilee where he turned the water into wine. And there, listen, so now he's back in Cana. Watch this. What did we say about the Galileans? That it was an issue with them. Because I'm gonna back up because I don't want y'all people to miss this. The people in Galilee, watch this. They welcomed him, but they rejected him. Watch this. They welcomed him, but they rejected him. We learned on yesterday, they welcomed him because of what he could do. Ooh, watch this. Oh, that's Jesus. That's Jesus. Y'all know he turned water into wine. That's Jesus. You know he doing miracles. That's Jesus. That's him right there. That's him right there. And they welcome. Come on. Because he could do miracles. But they rejected him. And what was breaking his heart is they didn't realize who he really was. They didn't recognize him. Wait a minute. I'm the Son of God. Some of y'all just saw me get baptized by my cousin John, and y'all saw the Holy Spirit descend on me, and y'all saw the heavens open, and y'all heard him say, "This is my son." Y'all heard it. Says they welcomed him because of what he could do, not because of who he is. So I got to tell y'all, they welcoming you. Watch this, because of what you bring to the table, but they rejecting the fact of you God's girl, you God's boy, you the chosen one. But come on, listen, even in our families, you welcome, you like me because of what I can give you. Watch this. But you're rejecting the fact that I am the chosen one. You're rejecting the fact that God is using me. You're rejecting the fact. Okay, can I help y'all this morning? It was, listen, they accepted and they rejected at the same time, and Jesus knew it. This is why the first thing he said to the man, we in John 4:43-54. It says, watch this, verse 47. No, let me back up. Verse 46. And there was a certain royal official. He had a title. He had position. Watch this. There was a certain royal official whose son lay sick at Capernaum. Verse 47. When this man heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him and begged him to come and heal his son who was close to death. We have another Hezekiah situation. What did I say yesterday? Situation, desperation equals miracle. Separation. Situation, desperation. It was one more before the miracle part. Obedience. That's what it was. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Y'all drop this in the chat. You have situation. Something must be happening. I need a miracle. Desperation. How desperate are you for the miracle? Watch this. And then the third one, what was it? Obedience. Are you going to do what he said? When you get all three of them together, then you get a miracle. Try it again. Situation. I must have an issue first. I have a situation. I am desperate, but I'm desperate, but I'm going to be obedient. Then I will get the miracle. Can I help y'all? Some of us are not desperate enough. When we talked about Naaman, what did Naaman take? Naaman took $3.6 million and 10 sets of clothes. That's how bad he wanted that leprosy to be gone. Watch this. What did Hezekiah do? The prophet came. You dying. God told me to tell you. You about to die. Get your house in order. Watch this. What did Hezekiah do? Turned his face to the wall. Desperate, he began calling on Jesus. Watch this. Okay, then we have the woman, the widow woman. Watch this. The widow woman. We gonna eat this meal and die. I don't have nothing to sell because they about to come and get my sons because my husband, the prophet, your prophet Isaiah, by the way, left us with debt. And the only way to repay this debt is for them to take my sons. So I'm going to be left with nothing and nobody. Desperate. Watch this. What I love about, and here we have the nobleman. Jesus coming to town. Situation, my son dying. Desperation. He walked, got on a horse. We don't know. We know he wasn't driving 20 miles. Desperate. Watch this. What I love about the widow woman, what I love about the nobleman, they were instantly obedient. Naaman, different case. Naaman, well, why you can't do it? Why you can't come wave your hand on me? Lay your hands on my leprosy. This says the prophet Elijah didn't even get up from his seat. He sent his servant to the door. Tell him to go dip in that dirty water. What did Naaman say? Why I got to dip in the dirty water? I just passed all these beautiful rivers that coming down Damascus Road. And you talking about going dipping in some dirty water? The little girl said, and his servant said, if he would have told you, if the prophet Elijah would have told you to do something difficult, you would have done it. But because it's so simple, you got a problem with it. And he accepted the rebuke. See, because some of us, we get rebuked and we get mad when the rebuke is really to help you. Because watch, if he had not accepted the rebuke, he would have died with leprosy. Some of y'all are going to die because of, and this is something that God has been dealing with me. I'm having a hard time with people that get easily offended. You trying to help them and they offended. Well, you ain't say that to her like that. Well, you ain't ask her to do that. Well, you ain't call mine. I'm trying to help you. Listen. So if he would have stayed in that spirit of offense, he would have never got his miracle. Listen, he accepted the rebuke. So, but I love about the widow woman, and I love about the widow woman and who was this nobleman. They ain't even, okay, you told me to go do this. All right, peace out. I'm gone. I'm gonna do exactly what you said. Widow woman, I gotta humble myself and go borrow all these jars from all these people. They're gonna ask me a million questions. Don't matter. I'm going. Instant. Oh, can y'all just drop this in the chat? Instant obedience. Instant obedience. I may not. What did I? When I opened up, I said a lot of stuff God tell me I don't even understand. I'm like, wait, what? That? But okay. Okay, I know how you see, because once you get to, watch this, once you learn that you just move when God say move and he just do what he do, you'll get used to that. So you stop questioning him. Watch this. So listen, let me get into this. So part 2, I had to get to verse 48. This is where I was going this morning. Verse 48. This is where I left off yesterday. Unless Jesus said, remember the nobleman, he got a title, he got money, he got clout, people know him. He went to Jesus. He said, look, I know I already heard about all the miracles, that miracle you did when you turned that water into wine. We all done heard about it. But what I need you to do right now, my son is about to die. I need you. It says, verse 47, he went to Jesus and begged him, desperate, begged him to come and heal his son who was close to death. What does Jesus do? Watch this. Verse 48, Jesus said, unless you people see a sign and a wonder, you won't never believe. Why did Jesus say that? Because he felt what the people, watch this. He felt what the people were pulling on. He said, y'all want my gift. Y'all don't even want me. Y'all don't even accept who I am. You just around me. Y'all better hear this. You just around me because of what I can offer. You just around me because you know I'm anointed. You just around me because you know because I'm anointed, everything that's connected to me get blessed. So you just around me for what I can give, not because of who I am. Watch this. That's why Jesus said that. Then this royal official said, sir, I understand what you're saying, but that's them. In other words, he's saying that's them people. That ain't me. I just need you. It says, come down before my child dies. Jesus looked at him. He said, just go ahead and go. Listen to this. Verse 49, he says, go. Your son gonna live. Just like, watch this, just like Elijah did with Naaman. He ain't go lay no hands on Naaman. Listen, tonight, Dr. may not have to lay no hands on you. Oh, it's gonna be all y'all know I'm a flow in it anyway. But it may not even be, you may get your miracle before I ever lay my hands on you. Listen, after Jesus said, some people need signs and they need wonders. And the official looked at him. He said, Jesus said they need signs and they need wonders, or else they'll never believe me. Because they want my gift more than they want me. The nobleman said, no. Can you come down and go heal my son? He's dying. Jesus looked at him. Your faith. Here we go again. Your son gonna live. Go ahead and go. Jesus saw that man knew who he was. Because the man never said, well, if you come, the man never said, if you just come and lay your hands on. The man just said, can you come and go see my son? Whew. That let Jesus know that this man know who I am. He know that I have power like that. That I can stop death. Ooh. Who is this for? That he can stop death. Watch it. So he said, go, your son gonna live. Then the man took, listen to this next verse. The man took Jesus at his word and he left. What is the man took Jesus at his word and he went. Y'all hear me on here this morning saying, tonight you got to get your miracle. I've been saying it all week. America. We on day 9. For 9 days, I've been screaming about a miracle gonna happen August 9th, 8th day, 8th month, 9th day. America, you've been hearing it. Watch this. It says, the man took Jesus at his word and he left. The man took Jesus at his word and he left. Can you believe the word that the prophet is speaking and do what he says? Get there tonight. Watch this. It says, the man took Jesus at his word and he left. Verse 51. While he was still on the way, he hadn't even made it home yet. Do y'all hear this? Your obedience is taking place now. Watch this. So out of his obedience, before he even saw the manifestation of the miracle, it says his servants met him halfway. Do y'all hear this? His servants, watch this. Verse 51. While he was still on the way, his servants met him with the news, your boy is alive, he ain't sick no more. Watch this. Oh God, I love you. Your son he ain't sick no more. The man hadn't even made it back home yet. Watch this. When they told him this, verse 52, when he inquired and he asked them, what time did my son get better? Watch what they tell him. Oh, do y'all hear this? Yesterday. Wait a minute. Jesus spoke yesterday and you ain't made it home yet. Do y'all hear this? Jesus spoke. So watch this. After Jesus spoke, the man wasn't in no hurry. His faith in what God said. Watch this. It says, he asked them, well, what time did my boy get better? They said, yesterday at 1 PM, the fever left him. Watch this. Verse 53. The father realized, he put 2 and 2 together. It says, the father realized that this was the exact time in which Jesus said to him, your son gonna live. Jesus spoke it, it is. When Jesus spoke it, he ain't doubt. When Jesus said it, it was already done. He hadn't even, do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? When Jesus said it, it was already done. He hadn't even seen the miracle yet. Why? How Dr. 3, watch this. When Jesus said it, it is so. It's already done. His faith, after Jesus said go, it was done. Do y'all understand this? So when Jesus saying, when Jesus saying, I have done it, it's a miracle, it's gonna happen, I believe it like it's already done. I ain't even got to see it yet. Do y'all, I'm trying to help you. It says, so he and his whole house, we talked about this yesterday. So he and his whole household believed because of the miracle. He and his whole, I'm trying to help you. He and his whole house, everybody connected to him now believe in Jesus, that he is the Son of God because of this miracle. And what did I say? Don't allow your disobedience to cost your whole family the miracle. Don't allow your disobedience to cause your whole family not to believe. You praying and you praying and you praying and they see you. Watch this. They see, I'm pretty sure they knew, everybody in that house knew that my husband, the nobleman, my daddy, my cousin, whoever he was to them, oh, he going to see that man Jesus. So they knew that. Watch this. They know that you always talking about God this and God that. They hear you. But his obedience caused the miracle to manifest. They hear you, but could it be that your disobedience is holding up the miracle? And the miracle is what's going to get them to believe you are the sacrifice. I told y'all yesterday. You are the sacrifice. You're the one that he want to work the miracle through. So your whole family believe. Your children know, they know about God. Yeah. Watch, and I can tell you, okay, I hear you, Holy Spirit. So watch, y'all know the story. We were getting ready for church one morning. Me and my girls who was at home, they dad, my ex-husband, he had already went to church. He worked with the sound. So he was setting up the sound. So we were getting ready and I heard them screaming. Y'all know the story. I heard them screaming. Watch this. And you know, as a mother, it's different types of screams. So first I thought, whatever, they're just playing. I said, y'all quit playing and get ready now. We got to go. So all of a sudden the scream changed. I said, oh, that don't sound right. So I heard them running down. Like it sounded like they were falling down the steps. Brought my baby to me. And the blacks of her eyes had turned opposite directions. And she was doing like this. Mama, I can't see. And she was just screaming. Brittany had lost it. All Brittany was saying was, Jesus. I said, huh? And the first thing I said is, Satan, you can't have my child. And I said, go get the oil. Watch, because they seen mama do this for everybody else, but they hadn't seen it in their own house. I said, get the oil. And I started praying and I started decreeing and declaring the word of the Lord over her life. I said, God, you told me what she would be. And I started reminding God of what he said. And I said, death, you stand still. I said, you cannot have her. You cannot have her. And she was burning up with fever, but the blacks of her eyes had turned. Y'all, I prayed with everything in me. And I said, open your eyes. And they were like, still turned. I said, Satan, the blood be against you. I said, take your hands off of her. And I started pleading the blood. And then I took my hands off her eyes and I said, look at me. I said, open your eyes. And they were back like this. She said, I see, but it's blurry. I said, Brittany, call 911. I told the other one, I said, call your daddy. And I kept praying. And by the time their daddy got there and the paramedics got there, they said, we can take her if you want us to. I said, I don't need y'all to take. I said, she was real hot. They said, yes, her blood pressure is a little high, but it's coming down as we sitting here. And I was just rocking. I say, Jesus. That's all I say, Jesus. I was just calling his name. And I kept saying, you are the Son of God. You are the great I am. You are Jehovah. I was just calling him. It's like I couldn't come out of it. So we get to the hospital. And they say, we can see on her scans. They did the spinal tap on her. And my baby was just screaming, y'all. She was screaming. And I was saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I said, God has healed you. You know God has healed you. And that's all I could. The doctor looked at me like, okay, we got one of them. And so they did all this stuff. She was in the hospital about a week, y'all. They said, we're going to let her go home because we can't find nothing wrong with her. But she'll have to be on medication for the rest of her life because what we call this is ocular seizures. They said, we can see on see, my baby, he couldn't get me, so he went to them. So on her brain too, they can see the way it misfired. They can see the lesions. Watch. So what happened? They put on medication. Watch this. And we were going back and forth to the doctor, and we had to sign all these papers because they were saying she'll never drive. She can't do this because these type of seizures, they happen unexpected. There's really no trigger, and they just happen. So she started medication. A few months later, she came and she said, Mama. I said, yeah, baby girl. She said, God has healed me. Y'all already know what I did. I done spoken some tongues that it was just a whole nother level. She said, Mama, God healed me. And I said, okay. I said, what we going to do? I said, I can't stop the medicine. I said, we're going to let them wean you off of it. And the doctors were saying, we don't think that's a good idea. I said, God told her that he has healed her. I said, so we're going to go off of what God said. I said, if there ever be another issue, we'll be back. I said, but I need you to wean her off. Do y'all know she has never had another seizure? When this happened, she was in the 6th grade. She has never had that issue again, ever. Why? Because I understood that my daughters knew. Listen, Brittany and Whitney used to help me work the altar. They knew what it was to have a shut-in. They were at every shut-in I had. I don't care if it was for women. Y'all coming too. all night shut in, and you better not go to sleep. Oh, y'all, so they see me do this for everybody in the boat. Watch this. They see me do it for everybody else. But when they see God use me and that miracle happened in the house, now my whole house believe. When they call, when something jumped off, you listen. One was in Kentucky, one was in Mississippi. I was shipping oil. Mine needs some oil. They knew the power in prayer. They saw it with their own eyes. So now my whole household believed God, that He is a healer, that He is a miracle worker. They saw her eyes. Watch this. So listen. So you have to understand that you are the miracle that your family need to see. You are the miracle. Whatever it is that you're believing God for, and your watches and your family know you believe in God for that thing, that miracle has to happen. And when that miracle happens, watches, your whole family will believe. Don't be disobedient and cost your family their belief in God. Okay, y'all, listen. So let me get to this. It says Jesus was upset. He said, because unless y'all see signs and wonders, you ain't even gonna believe me. Watch this. And we talked about this yesterday. The danger with always needing a sign. God, well, you have to show me first. God, well, you have to show me first. That's really saying, I don't trust you. Y'all do get that, right? That's really saying, you don't trust Him. I need you to show me first. Before I believe you, before I step out there and do this, I'm going to need you to show me. Watch this. It says, listen, signs and wonders can lead a person. Listen, it can lead you towards belief in God. And it can validate that person or that prophet is a heavenly messenger. But it can also have no effect on the person. Why? Because it don't deal with this. I believe it because I saw it. I don't believe it because it's in my heart. I believe it because I saw it. It's a danger in always, well, God, you have to show me first. Do you know you'll miss out because you're still sitting around waiting to see something? And you know what God will do? Well, He'll give you an assignment and you say, okay, God, but I need you to do A, B, and C first, then I'm going to go. And you don't watch this, and you don't move. Watch this, Karen Fowler, and you don't move when God say move. He'll let you just sit there, and He'll turn around and He will make you see somebody else doing exactly what He told you to do. And you'll talk to me and say, "You got it, girl. I ain't had no money. I ain't had no nothing. God just told me to do it, and I did it." And you want to talk about some rebuke? That'll be your rebuke right there. You will watch somebody do exactly what God called you to do because you would not move when He said move. You were disobedient. Watch this. It says, signs and wonders cannot change the heart. Watch this. I'm going to give you another. We talked about it yesterday. I'm going to proof, because everything God says is proof behind it. Watch this. Signs and wonders don't change the heart. Watch this. Moses. Y'all know Moses. Y'all know the story, Old Testament. Remember, he went up to Mount Sinai, the burning bush. Watch this. They heard it, and they heard the voice of God. All of them. They heard it. They heard God talk. Everybody heard it. So it wasn't I think that might have been God. No, they heard it. They saw the burning bush. Watch this. They saw it. It says, listen to this. It says, good morning, Dominique. It says, they heard the children of Israel. They saw the incredible signs at Mount Sinai. They even heard the very voice of God. This is in Exodus 19. But what did they do? After they saw it and they heard it, they built a golden calf. Y'all, you see what I'm saying? So just because you give me signs and wonders, don't mean it's changing my heart. That's the danger in that. Watch this. It says these words, when Jesus said that, it's a contrast between the Samaritans who believed because of His word. You know, the Samaritans who the Jews didn't have nothing to do with, and this whole thing was about worship. So when y'all want to talk about the woman at the well and all that, it's not really about her not the husband that you with now, he ain't you. It's bigger than that. It's about worship. When you read the Bible, read the Bible. That's what the whole debate was. That's why Samaritans, watch this. That's why Samaritans and Jews couldn't stand each other. Listen, it says, but Jesus saying, the Samaritans, they believe just because I talk, I ain't done not one sign of wonder with them. But you Jews, my people, you don't even believe, you won't believe me unless I show you a sign. But have y'all ever noticed that your biggest supporters be the ones on the outside sometimes? You looking like, huh? Yeah. You'll have people right in your circle, won't support it, won't sow. They just there. They won't support. I know some of y'all looking like, huh? Yeah, but somebody on the outside be like, girl, I saw you online and I just decided I'm gonna sow $10,000. Yeah, it happen all the time. And you're like, but y'all right here with me and y'all see the work Y'all see the blood, sweat, and tears. Y'all see what I'm. Y'all know. Listen. They know you fast and consecrating on your faith. They know the sacrifice and won't give nothing. Girl, I'm just be praying you through. Boy, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna cover you in prayer. Baby, I need some of this. It take money to move ministry. It take money to start a business. But your biggest investors start being people on the outside. Have y'all ever noticed that? This is what Jesus is saying. Jesus said, watch this. The Samaritans, I ain't even done nothing for them yet. Ooh, watch this. They have not seen me do one sign amongst their people, yet they believe. But y'all, who right here with me, knew me as a child, y'all see the signs and wonders, and that's all y'all want. And y'all don't even believe in who I am. Y'all watch this. It says, because we're going to get the backdrop to why Jesus said this about the Samaritans. Watch this. It says, where was I at? He says, the Jews who would not believe unless they had signs and wonders. It bothered him. It says, watch this. I'm going to skip that because we already talked about that. It says they wouldn't believe unless they seen a sign. Watch this. Had our Lord gone with, okay, here we go. This is where I wanted to go. When Jesus tell the man, go, your son will live. Watch this. Jesus tested. Ooh, watch this, Tracy. Watch this, Viv. Watch this, Loretta. When Jesus said, go, your son will live. Jesus was testing him. I'm going to see where your faith at. I'm going to see if you're going to pull a name in on me. I'm going to see if you're going to get offended because I didn't go with you. Woo, watch this. I'm going to see how you're going to react when I say going back home. He said, he'll live. He said, I'm going to test this faith. I see the faith, but I'm going to test it. I see the faith, but I'm going to test the faith. Watch this. There's going to always be a testing, y'all. Y'all do know that, right? It says, watch this. It says, go home. Your son going to live. Listen, Jesus tested this man's faith, forcing him to believe in Jesus' word alone. Will you believe in what I said before I do anything? Would you believe in what I said before you see the miracle? Tonight, all week, will you believe that it's going to be a miracle tonight before you see the miracle? Who is this? This is why I keep telling y'all, being in the house tonight is very important. Will you believe that there is going to be a miracle before you see the miracle, before the manifestation? Watch this. It says, despite the test, watch this. The man took Jesus at his word and he just left. The nobleman demonstrated that true faith is simply taking Jesus at his word. I believe what you said. You said it. That's because we say that. He said it, and that settled it. He said it, and it is so. He said it, and it is established. He said it, but then what do your actions do after that? Because we sound real good, y'all. Y'all do we sound, oh, we can sound good. But what are your actions after that? What are your actions between the spoken word, the prophecy, and the manifestation? What you doing right here in the middle? That's what we looking at. That's what God looking at. What you doing right here in the middle? It says, this right here is powerful. Had the Lord gone with him as he wished, his unbelief would not have been fully removed. Jesus said, if I would have just went with you, your faith would have been just like them. In other words, your faith would have been in the sign. Your faith wouldn't have been in the word. Because Jesus is the word made flesh. Y'all do know that, right? He was in those days, he was the walking, living, breathing word. He said, if I would have went with you, you would have believed. Watch this. In the signs just like them. You just saw me anoint him and lay hands and him recover. But he said, but you gonna believe. Watch this. Just because I said. Who is this for this morning? You're gonna believe simply because I said it. Watch this. It says, as he would have still thought that our Lord's power could not listen. Here we go. Had the Lord our God went with him as he wished, his unbelief could not have been fully removed. As he would have still thought that our Lord's power could not reach from Cana to Capernaum. Watch this. He thought, listen, that Jesus, in order for this miracle to happen, you got to go 20 miles with me. Jesus said, no, the power that I'm working with, I ain't got to leave my position. Yeah, I'm trying to hold it. Jesus' actions is saying the same thing that Elijah's actions saying. So Elijah's action said to Naaman, I ain't got to leave the room that I'm in because of the God that's in me. I'm a prophet of God. I speak the oracles of heaven. If he said it, it is so. I ain't got to move. So Elijah said to Naaman, Elijah's reaction says to Naaman, I don't have to move. I just go dip in the water. What is Jesus saying? Even more powerful. Jesus said, I am the word. I am the living word. Who? Okay. He said, and because I am who I am, your son is healed. Go ahead. He healed. Who? Because you believe in who I am. Because you believe in the word that is who I am, your son is healed. Watch it. Listen. And it says, listen, real faith may perceive and accept the outward demonstration of the miraculous, but it does not require it. It says real faith. I don't need to see you wave your hand and touch me and do all that. Real faith say, God, if you said it, it is so. God, it may not make sense to me why I'm spending all this money, but if you said it, it is so. God, it may not make sense to me how you gonna heal them. I know they say it's stage 4. I know they said it's bad. I know they said it's spreading. I know they said it's this, that. But if you said it, oh, I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. Watch this. And so it says, the nobleman discovers that his son is healed. Watch this. And he found out that it happened the minute that Jesus said it. Watch it. Watch this. And he himself believed, and his whole house. Watch this. I keep telling y'all, people are watching you. Your whole action gonna cause somebody to get saved. Because of his actions, the nobleman, his whole house believed, and his son lived. Watch this. It says, so his whole house believed. It says his faith was deepened by his personal experience of God's power. His faith was deepened by his personal experience with God's power. What did I tell you when I opened about my daughters when she went blind? My daughter's faith was deepened by their personal experience with God's power. They saw God use mama to lay hands on all these other people. They knew about me going all up in Winston-Salem, going in the hospital rooms, laying on bodies, praying, and they recovered. They saw that, but they hadn't experienced it themselves. Watch this. This again is the second sign. Listen, in the Gospel of John, the signs are given to lead the reader to faith. Listen, the relation between belief and sign is clear. When you read John, you need to read John chapter 2 and 4. The first, watch this. The first sign, when he turned the water into wine, it persuaded his disciples. It persuaded the servants. Because his mama already knew who he was. Watch this. So when they saw him turn that water into wine, them disciples and them servants, oh, you really are the Son of God. They saw it. Watch this. The second sign persuaded the Jewish man and his whole house. Watch this. But right in the middle, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all this, and we getting off because this is gonna mess y'all up. But right in the middle of them reading the sign to see the wine, the water turned to wine, and right before the nobleman's son was healed, right in the middle, Jesus says, oh, hold up, y'all. I got to go through Samaria. Y'all, I got to go through Samaria. The disciples like, oh, whoa. We don't deal with no Samaritans. What you talking about? He said, no, I got to go through there. And they like, for what? He said, don't worry about it. I got to go through Samaria. I must go through Samaria. Watch this. He says, I must go through Samaria. So this happened. Remember, y'all know the story. The woman at the well, and Jesus asking her to give her a drink. And she's like, we don't deal with y'all. And Jesus said, nah, but I'm thirsty. And she said, I ain't get, and she started going on. And he said, lady, if you would give me a drink of water, you will never thirst again. Y'all know the story. He said, you will never thirst again. And so he gives, listen, she gave him some water. And he said, go tell your husband XYZ. She said, huh? He said, yeah. He said, the husband you with now, he ain't even yours. And he told her about all the husbands she have had. And she was like, what? And so this was really about worship. So their conversation went, and she began to ask him about worship, because it was something about the Samaritans and the Jews, and they building temples and all this stuff. So the main point of that whole issue with the woman in Samaria was about worship. Watch this. Jesus didn't do no sign and wonder with her. Can I help y'all? And she was a woman. Women ain't supposed to preach. Women ain't. This was the first evangelist. Y'all don't mess with me this morning. Women ain't supposed to preach. Women ain't. So why did Jesus use a woman to go tell all this? It said that woman went, come see a man. Okay, y'all, come see a man that told me everything I did. Come see a man that told me now I'm clean. Come see, eat. She evangelized. She was a woman, y'all. But women ain't supposed to preach, is what they say. But okay. And then you had them women at the tomb. They went and told everybody, he alive. Okay, but women ain't supposed to preach. But okay, but y'all. She said, come see a man. Watch this. And the thing about this, listen. Oh, God. The thing, listen. Yeah, Tracy Jones, she knows. She talking about, yeah, you were there in the midnight hour when my baby was in the hospital. Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't play with it. I don't play with it. And now her daughter, both her daughters walk in such a level because they were at my little shed-in. Look, they was at my shed-ins too. Tracy was there. Vic, Tracy, all them was at my shed-ins. They would see me praying and laying hands on people, but she had to experience him for herself. Listen. So here we go. So watch this. Okay, listen. So God, that Samaritan woman, she was the first evangelist, and everybody believed, and they ain't see Jesus do not one sign or miracle among them. Jesus said, I wish y'all were like the Samaritans. You know them people that y'all don't like. He said, them people right there, they believe in me, and I ain't even performed a miracle. Ooh, watch it. It says, oh God, the first two signs in the Gospel of John took place at Cana of Galilee. The first was at the best party ever. Listen to this. It was at a wedding party. The second was connected with the worst tragedy ever, death. Y'all, he says, my first miracle, y'all having a good time, celebrating. They getting married. We all was happy. He said, my mama told me to come turn the water into wine. And I'm like, woman, I'm having a good time. My time ain't come yet. She said, okay. He said, but I went ahead and did the miracle because my father told me to. We were at the best party ever. He said, now here I am again with the second at the worst tragedy ever. Who, listen, says, second was connected to the worst tragedy ever. A child was dying. But what Jesus is saying, y'all listen to this. What Jesus is saying, I'm real. No matter what state you in. Oh, okay. He said, I'm real. No matter what. He said, at your highest height, I am God. Woo. At the point of death, I'm still God. Do y'all hear him this morning? He said, no matter what state you're in, I still perform miracles. At the point of death, I still perform miracles. Y'all got all 9 days. He been telling us, August 9th, August 9th, August 9th, miracle night. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do signs. I'm going to do wonders. Y'all going to see it. Y'all going to feel it. Y'all going to experience my glory. Y'all going to feel my weight. He been saying it for 9 days. He said, will you believe off of the word that I'm saying, that I'm going to do it? Listen. He said, what are you going to do? And I'm going to get off here. What are you going to do between the time I spoke the word? So we got to think back. 9 days ago, he told us that he's going to perform this miracle. For y'all, it's 9 days. For me, it's almost a year. That on this date, miracle, signs, wonders. He says, daughter, he gave me when he said heaven on earth. He said, you're going to hear the sound tonight. He said, you're going to hear the sound tonight. He said, you think I've used you before? He said, you think that you've experienced all of, watch this, y'all. He said, you think you've experienced all of me? He said, no. I'm just I don't know who this is for. He is just getting started. Watch this. He says, tonight, they're going to experience me on a whole nother level. Tonight is your night of breakthrough. Tonight is your night of miracles. Listen, for you all, it's been 9 days. He was talking miracle, miracle, miracle. We have learned, watch this, situation. Y'all had it in the chat earlier. Situation. Somebody drop it in there because my mind is out there now. You have to have a situation first. Oh, God. Because he is a promise keeper. He said, if I said it, I'm going to do it. If I said it, I am going to do it. He said, for y'all on here today, he said, you don't need no sign. All you need is my word. He said, and I've said it. He said, all I need you to do is be in position to receive the manifestation of the miracle. Y'all, I can't stress enough about tonight, 7 o'clock. The storm has passed over, literally and physically. Woo. Literally and spiritually. Thank you, Renee. I was waiting for somebody to drop that in there. You got to have, listen, how does a miracle happen? Situation, desperation, and obedience. Situation, desperation, and obedience. Situation, desperation, and obedience equals miracle. All of us on here got a situation. All of us on here got a situation where we need God to move. Whew. Who am I talking to? All of us on here has a situation where we need God to move. He said, how desperate are you? Are you willing to drive? The nobleman got on his horse. I'm sure they had horses, or he walked 20 miles. Desperation. Naaman coming with $3.6 million. Desperation. Are you desperate enough? And will you be obedient immediately? Watch this. Like the widow woman. Go borrow some jars from your neighbors. Don't get a little bit. You need to get a whole lot. Listen. Will you be instantly obedient? Be there tonight, y'all. That's all I can say. Be there tonight. Be there tonight. Be there tonight. Be there tonight. It's miracle night. That's all I can say. It's miracle night. It's miracle night. What's been held up will be released on tonight. I can promise you that. What has been held up, tonight is your night of release. Tonight is your night of release. Tonight is your night of release. Tonight, can y'all just drop that in the chat real quick? Tonight is my night of release. Tonight is my night of release. Tonight is my night of release. Father God, we thank you for all that you have said. We thank you for all that you are doing right now, dear God. We thank you for the words that you have given us about miracles and how you're performing them and how you will perform them and how you will move. We thank you for the reassurance on today, dear God. Dear God, we ask you right now if there's any doubt that remains. There is any doubt that remains in us. We ask you to move it. We ask you, we bind doubt. We bind doubt and we release faith. We release supernatural faith. We release supernatural faith. God, if there's anything that we're doing that is standing in the way of our miracle, reveal it to us. Because we're coming ready tonight for you to do exactly what you said. Thank you, Father, for controlling this atmosphere. Oh God. So y'all got to see how important tonight is. He controlled the atmosphere. Wasn't nothing going to be, I told you, people calling me, you still having a Friday night? I dare, cancel what? No. I said, God, I do like the prophet Elijah. Hold the rain. Okay. See, y'all don't, when you pray. Hold the rain, God, so that your people can receive from you. Hold back the storm. Hold back the flood so they can get here safely. So we have no, listen, tonight's your night of release. We have no excuse tonight not to be there. Cherry Tate, you in the vein? Surprise party tonight, baby. Surprise party tonight. Surprise. I do. Okay, y'all pulling. Cherry. He'll do exceedingly, abundantly, above all you can ask or think. Tonight. If you're in the surrounding area, you need to get here. If you're in this, my family from Columbia is coming up, Georgia is coming up, so my family from DC is coming down. Listen, no excuses tonight. If you can get here, get here. If you can, that's all I'm saying. If you can get here, get here. Tonight is your night of release. Yes, Karen, I will. Tonight is your night of release. Tonight is your night of release. Listen, sick in your body, I decree and I declare that you feel well enough to come tonight. Put on a mask. Come on. Get what I told y'all. Satan gonna try some stuff. So you miss your miracle. Because what's gonna happen? If you miss your miracle, guess what? Your whole house. I'm getting off here, y'all. If you want to sow into the word, I want you to tag that release. If you want to sow now, I want you to tag it release. If you're going to wait till the night, that's fine. But listen, if you want to sow now, you know you ain't going to be there tonight for whatever reason. If you're going to sow, you're sowing into absolute fertile soil. This is why we can have, if y'all look on, y'all see the pictures on my page. So y'all know we don't spare no expense. This is what I use the seed money for. I ain't using the seed money to get me no house, no car. That Benz that I drive, oh, I had that. I works every day. Listen, so when you see we have these events and I have them for free and everybody, why in the world would you have that for free? I know this cost you no. I do it the way God, obedience. I do it the way God told me. Well, you can just charge them $10 so you will know how many people come. No, ain't getting caught up in numbers. I do it the way God told me. So we have these events free. And don't forget to bring the kids, bring the kids tonight. I will be giving every student there a bottle of oil that I have prayed. Oh, y'all, I have to give y'all this testimony about this oil later. That I have prayed over and laid before the Lord about this oil. They are to anoint themselves every day before they go to school, go in the classroom, whatever. And we will have over 100 book bags. Y'all, they sent me the pictures of the book bags. Y'all know I just start crying because I'm on one right now. So we have over 100 book bags full of school supplies to give away free to all the kids that are there that need one. If you need a book bag, grab a book bag. But everybody gonna get some oil. Oh, you gonna get this oil, and I'm gonna have to pray over the kids. Listen, I love you. I love you. I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Watch those distractions today. Some of y'all don't even need to answer the phone today because they're gonna try it today. Listen, I'll see you tonight. I will see you tonight. I will see you tonight. I am so excited. It's about to be a surprise party. Listen, I'll see y'all tonight. I love you. I love you. I love you. Get your seed in the ground. I love you. You're going to tag it, release. You're going to tag it, release. You're going to tag it, release. You're going to tag your seed, release. Those that will be sowing tonight, I had shared this with you all earlier, that when you sow tonight, you want to make sure that you pray over your seed. You want to make sure that you talk to God. What should I sow? Because I'm not that type of person to give them say, I'm going to start $100, $1,000 line over here. That ain't, I don't flow like that. I just need you to pray about your seed. I need you to pray about what you're going to give because your seed, and we saw this last year. My friend that came, God extended her. The doctors gave her a death sentence, y'all. She came to the service, sold a seed, like a seed. God extended her life. She did eventually pass away. He extended her life because of that one seed of obedience. They had to bring her in. And when I prayed for her, they had to sit her in a chair. God is going to do it for you tonight. Listen, I love you all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Watch those distractions today. Make sure you're in the house. Get there 6:30. Listen, we starting at 7 p.m. sharp. I love you. I love you. I can't wait to see you tonight. Make sure you tell me who you are because I see all y'all on Facebook, but I don't know faces. I just see these little images, so I don't know. Listen, make sure you greet me tonight. Make sure I get to talk to you tonight. I love you, and God bless you.